Hello, this is Glass Garden Books. Today I'm going to do a little book review of Jennifer Roberson's Lady of the Glen, a novel of Scotland. It is based on historical time period, I should say, and a massacre of Glencoe. But don't worry, the end of this book is a little more happy. At least that's how I remember it. It was a really good book. The main story of the book is more of a romance, historical kind of romance, where we have Catriona Campbell and Alistair MacDonald. And they come from two different clans in Scotland, which have almost always been enemies, according to the book. Like, they've been enemies for centuries. But of course, we have like a Romeo-Juliet tale here, where they get together. I think it had a happy ending, but don't come back and be like, no, everyone in Glencoe was killed and massacred, which is what history says. But I think the book may have ended differently, since this was a fiction tale too. It was not pure historical, so I think it had a happy ending. But it was more realistic than most historical romance. It was more like a historical fiction where the characters were believable. Both of them seemed smart, witty, intelligent. So I liked both characters. You were not turned off by one character, or you didn't seem to like one because one seemed to have all the brains, or you only heard from one. They both seem to be very smart characters, both the man and the woman. Even the enemies in this one seem to be fairly smart. So, unlike many stories where, the enemies are fools or crazy or whatever, no, this seemed to have all smart people and true problems, as you would have in real life. So it was much more realistic and believable as you read it. It is 549 pages in this paperback, plus a few extra pages for, kind of like a glossary, or there's extra information. At the end, it tells you what the actual historical figures that were in the book and what really happened in the history of the places and time period that was mentioned. So, if you feel like a really good read, this is one. One of my other favorites by Jennifer Roberson was her Lady of the Forest, which is a redo of a Robin Hood tale. So that one was also very good, like historical romance, sort of fantasy, a little bit. This one was just more pure historical fiction slash romance. It's not a huge amount of romance. I mean, it's got a good bit, but this one even starts off when they're kids, so you get to see them meet each other when they're kids, and then again when they're older. I'm going to wrap this up and try to make this quick. This was a very good story. I could definitely give this one 5 stars as a read. This was a definite 5-star read. As for a reread, it is rereadable, not in the same year, but like every few years I could see myself rereading this book. This is a definite keeper. This is one I'll keep. It has a recommendation from Diana Gabaldon on the front. A marvelous tale, she says. I haven't read her series yet, since there's more than one book. So if you like her series that's been on TV and everything with Scottish Highlands, you might want to try this standalone read, because as far as I know, this is a standalone. It is 549 pages in the paperback, but I've read it really quick. It was something that held your attention and you kept wanting to read. They had some awesome Scottish accents put in. It was a fun read. Sarcasm and witty banter, which I love sarcasm, so this was definitely a 5-star read for me. Hope it will be for you too. All right, that's it. Signing off.